Are we recording? Yes, we are. Good morning, everybody. It's a lovely Saturday and it's bloody cold outside. I'm going to fit a regulator onto my Mini R53 passenger door. It's freezing. So I've got my big heater on over there and I'm going to show how to change a regulator on a Mini R50 and a Cooper R53. Stick around, this is going to be a good video. Right, because I'm not actually in working clothes because it is Saturday, I've got my floor mats out. I've got my new regulator set up there, and I also got some armrest bolsters for the doors. Because when I did the speaker video, the clips all broke on me. For God's sake. So I'll fit them at the same time. So let's get started. That bit of light you can see is off my light bar just there, because my head torch is flat. Right, to take this door trim off, we need a pick for this reflector, that trim, and we need some Torx screwdrivers. Take your pick, hook it in, peel that away. Same on the handle trim. And just put them in the car. Okay, there's one screw there. There's one in there. There's one just in there. And there's one in there. So I shall whip them out now. One. And two. Three. And the fourth one up here. Just place that screw in the car for now. And we also need a magnet to take the screws out, because these recesses are quite deep. Oh, big hand in the way there, sorry. Get your pick, put it behind the door and yank it towards you. They're just held with popper clips. I'll try and do this with one hand. Take that off. Oh, be careful. And then lift the panel up off the door lock actuator. Focus, thank you. Off that rod. Set that to one side. Okay, before we take the regulator out, we need to remove the window itself. In order to do that, this trim has to come off. Now, these windows are held on to the regulator with some special gear nuts, if you want to call them that. So I've got a tool off Amazon. It's kind of fancy. Set that there, but I'll show you that in a minute. Okay, to slide this trim off, get your screwdriver, place it in there, just to lever that cut out away. Take your screwdriver again, place it between the trim and the door and just pull it up. Slide that off. Place it on the bonnet. This is rubber underneath, so it's not going to damage your paint. Now, I'm not sure if the camera can pick it up. Yeah, just there. You see that sort of gear? One there and one just there. That is what we've got to take off. So I'm going to set my screwdriver down and grab my tool. Place it down. Wrong way. So you feel it lock. Come on. That's it. It just went. And just loosen it off. I'm not sure if the camera's going to pick this up, but I will try my best. Loosen it off about a turn. The same on the front. There, she is going. There, that is now the window loose. Okay, I'm going to put the ignition on now, drop that window halfway down, and then wind the bolts out by hand. Okay, so I've dropped the window a fairly long way. I've also set myself another floor mat up on the roof, so I can put the glass on it. Your window fastener bolts are just in here. So I'll wind them out now and bring it out. That's what the gears look like. If they're not tight, you can use an Allen key. Bring it down to where you can see and go through this access point. And also, we are going to have to take that speaker out again, as well as the door handle, I'm sure. And you can just take them out through that hole there. But for now, that one's out, so I'll just place it there. I sincerely apologise if the camera's not picking this up, but you will see the holes through the window when we get it out in a second. Maybe got to drop that. Take that window up a bit. And there's your gear. Place it down there. Now, it shouldn't make any difference, but I'm going to keep these in order because you never know. So the rear one will be at the back. The front one will be towards the front of the car. And this is where it would pay to have a cameraman today, but I am on my own. But then you just lift the glass out like that. And then very carefully, extremely carefully, place it down on the roof. Okay, the regulator itself is held in by a bolt behind this door handle by the looks of it, so I was indeed correct, they are going to have to come out. There's another 10mm bolt here. And then if you look underneath the car, there's one bolt there, and there's one bolt, if I can get a bit of light on it, just there. Right there. Okay, we'll get this door handle off next, and then we'll give it an inspection. To take your door handle out, it's 3 screws, Phillips, one there, second one just there. Let it drop. Put it in the car, and then one just in right inside there. Again, ideally I would like to have a cameraman today, but at present he's unavailable. Okay, I'll let that hang there for now. And there's your other bolt. Now, just for that, I will take the speaker out as well, just so I can have a proper look and examine what we're dealing with. One thing I failed to mention, the reason I am changing this regulator, if you remember on the last service video, during the test drive I said that the window was bouncing a bit, and also the regulator started getting a bit noisy when it's coming down. again, it would help to have a cameraman, but... Right, I'm gonna just put the phone down a minute and get the speaker unplugged, and then I'll be back. Right, finally I've got the speaker off. We also took the door handle off completely, off its cable. That end fits into that slot just there. If you yank on the cable and pull the sleeve back, you can take it off. So I'll just let it hang there for now. I'll also refasten the cable in there. That just gives us a bit of room through the access hole. Now I have unscrewed the motor from the door, and I've managed to pull this socket down, or the plug. They're fairly easy, they're not that tight. You just push them together, these two tabs, yank down, and it'll come off. Right, now we can start taking the regulator off. That's one. And two. Plus the two down at the bottom. Before I take the bottom ones off, I have marked the regulator position with some white mark. Take that one down. That one as well. Okay. Lift up on the regulator. Fold it into itself, and the same on that side. From the looks of it, there's two clips here which I've missed, so let me just grab a pair of bent nose pliers. It really is high time I had a sort out in that tool trolley. Looks like just the one. And then you can take your regulator down like so. That's where those three screws fasten. And there's your multi-plug just there. You reach in from the speaker hole. You've got to work by feel, and a mirror would help. Feel your plug, squeeze the tabs together, give it a yank, and it'll come down. But yeah, they're really not that tight. But there we go. One effective passenger side Mini R53 window regulator removed. Splendid. Okay. Annoyingly, I couldn't film installing the new regulator, but finally I've got it on. I've just got to put these three remaining screws in. Bloody hell, what a nightmare. It was so fiddly that I actually took these clips off and installed them later, but everything's on. It's plugged in. I have worked it up and down a few times. So I'm going to get this motor fastened and I'll put the window in. Now the new regulator will come with these. I think these are just anti-vibration plates for the nuts, but I'm not sure. But upon inspection of my regulator, I did find that the plastic bushings here are broken. So that could be why the window was bouncing, why she was a bit jerky going down, and why the limit switch sometimes didn't work. But anyway, I'll show it off car. You're going to have to bear with me now, guys. Imagine this is your door. Take that piece, feed it in at an angle, and get this side bolted down finger tight. The cables are very flexible, so you've got enough slack to feed that in at the top. The motor's a bit tight, but it does go. You've got to fiddle it around and play with the angles. get it up, slot it down onto these two fasteners here. The same on this side. Now, for some reason, on some of the regulators on these Minis, these aren't bent to the correct angle or position, so you've got to bend them with a pair of grips, like I had to do. But if you've got both regulators side by side, you can actually see their required position by eye. They're not that difficult, and it's mild steel, so it's not too strong, not too weak, but it will go. But I'm annoyed that I couldn't film that, because that was a friggin' nightmare. Anyway, we'll get this motor fastened in. Where are my screws? 2 and 3. So I'll sort of take that, oh bastard, take that screw up a bit, another screw there, two, one up there, and then one just up. Bollocks to you. And one just there like that. Right, I'm gonna have a small clean up and then we'll get that window installed. Finally got the window back in. And now I can hear the limit switch. Lovely. Okay, next I'm gonna program the down and up. Then we can put it back together. But I've put the door handle in and the speaker, so now I'll jump in. Yep, door handle still works. So now we hold it down for 10 seconds. Release. And we take it up. Same thing as up. Perfect. Nice. I'm going to put the door trim back on now. Feed your lock peg through. Get it started at the top. Perfect. Now we can put the screws back in. Long one in there. Short one up there. One long one up there. And the very last screw, which is a short one just in there. Door reflector back on. Just pops in. And the door handle surround. Beautiful. That's one side, and that looks a hell of a lot better. Now the other one. Take these out, you just slide them towards you and peel it away. That's it. And that is the regulator done. And I'll just give the window a quick clean. Like so. Yeah, definitely. That was definitely well worth doing, that regulator. Right, time for a test drive, and as long as that regulator's quiet now, that will be job done. That's perfect. Just up here is where it was really bad. That's it. So I think I'm going to declare that fixed. Just to know that I couldn't show putting the window in real time, but it's freaking fiddly. Anyways, it's sorted. So it's back to the workshop and see what else we can find to fix. Well, that's another successful job done. Another good test drive. The window's a lot quieter. The drop link's working, which is excellent because I don't want that window popping. Because as you know where I am, parts are a bit scarce for them. Anyway, it's all sorted now. I tell you what, I hope this cold spell passes quickly. It's freezing. But it's late afternoon, so I'm done. I guess I'm not cleaning it this weekend on account of that cold weather, but it ain't that bad anyway. Anyways, thank you very much for watching, guys, and I'll see you all in the next video.